Hi, Aries. So I'm here to do your weekly read. We are going to go ahead and start you guys off with some animal cards to kind of get a general idea of the energies that are immediately at hand. Um, let's see what's going on. Okay. All right. So automatically, this is a little bit nerve wracking. Oh, okay. These came out too. I usually don't take two up here, but I'm gonna do it. So what I'm getting here is that there's a piece of knowledge or information overall that has not been very fun for you to deal with. Um, very stressful. As you can see, this elk, you would probably be unsure if this is the sun or if this is the moon. That's kind of the amount of confusion that I'm seeing. Your mental is on fire about something, and I do feel like you want to be playful about it because these energies are very similar. The coloring is, but the actual playful nature of this dolphin is not being understood or received by this elk. So that confused look on his face, like, huh? That's because he's looking at the sun or the moon or whatever planetary body this is and is really confused about what's going on. Okay? So if we kind of break it down further, there's a difference between an aquatic animal and a mammal, right? The difference is the earth or the grounding of that information. Because the peacock is in reverse, I do feel like somebody has been perhaps a little bit uh, too quick, a little bit of a lizard brain, a little bit of a chicken head, if you will, about their ego or about potentially thinking that they knew what this was, that it was going to be fun, that it was going to have a lot of, you just see the smile on the dolphin's face. So this person thought maybe that this was, or looked at it and said, ooh, that looks really fun. In retrospect, now that they're thinking about it, down many different outcomes, many different avenues, this is confusing. The reason it's confusing is because it appears to be a dumb option, but at the same time, whatever it is that you've done here has kind of removed your ego from the equation, Aries, and made it more of a, this is an illumination of something you didn't know. So this, whoever, whatever piece of information is being sacrificed or whatever you don't know about this entity right here is not actually apparent. It still isn't apparent to you. I think you're rather befuddled on how to make this into something that you can illuminate as being a fun or, a mantle that you would want to carry or that you would want to carry on with, right? You're not seeing how this is going to work out because you can't even identify the most basic thing that's right in front of you, okay? But that thing that's right in front of you is perhaps yourself. Maybe you've been sacrificing the opportunity to take a closer look at some things because your ego has been in reverse or your mental has been out of sorts in some way, shape, or form. Maybe a little bit angry. Aries are known to be a little bit hot-headed. I mean, you guys are fire signs, so no offense or anything, but it's just the way it is. Um, some of this could be heat. So you could be feeling almost, there's a very thin line between love and hate. And actually, in your brain, the division between the part of your brain that perceives fear and the part of your brain that perceives love is very close to each other. So this could be almost like that feeling of fear, like when your dog runs away and you're scared half to death because you don't know where the dog is, you don't know maybe the location and the time that your dog ran away. Okay, maybe that's the red and the yellow, and the actual black is the where your dog ended up. It's not just the location. It's like I know where he was when I left. I know what time I left, and I know he had to have gotten out around this time. Where did he go though? That's what's got your mind stuck. Is you love your dog. Your dog is really fun. You don't know how to illuminate their current location or situation or whatever it is that they're going through, and you feel like you've had to sacrifice a large portion of yourself or your mentality the way that you looked at I look at that's I'm just seeing all the eyes. Maybe you were really for this initially, and then now that you've taken a closer look, feels more like a lizard brain idea than a harebrained idea. I don't know how to maybe explain that to you, but um, the way to illuminate this or to bring those higher purposes, those higher senses of self out, or make them apparent, make them obvious, the fun ones, is just kind of beyond you at this time. You're not quite sure what to do about that. Let me see if I can get some more information from the mix and match deck and see if we can get a storyline to go with this. Let me give this a shuffle too, because I actually have not done that yet. All right. All right, yeah. Exactly. You feel really stuck. Transparency is fun. Transparency is really nice. To be able to see through a situation and know where you're going is really a pleasant feeling. And because right now that is a darkened area for you, you've got a blind spot, you really feel like even though you can see out, there's really no room for you to go anywhere, do anything. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. You would go get the dog if you knew where he was, but you don't know where the dog is. It's just angry. It's making you angry. It's making you worry, thinking about things that are above your control or outside your control at this point, even though you've got your eye focused on it, and you feel like you're sacrificing this clarity that you were trying to get about the situations that you're going through. Okay. Yeah. So this is the leprechaun that came out. This is that tricky energy. So you're kind of grumpy about it a little bit in your like fight or flight, like just ready to. This is the kind of irritation that makes you want to listen to everything around you. You're calling the dog, you're listening. You're listening for dog, you're asking friends. You're spreading your eye is peeled for information coming from this way or that way. This, however, is also not something that you can manifest at this point. So you kind of just got to sit back and relax. You got to wait for this to take place. He's got his walking stick, which can also be used as his wand. But instead of him doing anything about it, he needs to figure out where the dog is at and then go get it. Okay? So right here, maybe like underneath that hat, I'm just seeing all of these specific worries or smaller pieces to the puzzle that he's trying to put together on how to find whatever he's looking for. What you feel like you sacrificed and that you did not see in this situation is that you're perhaps a little bit of a optimist, a little bit too optimistic about the outcome of whatever you were working on. You didn't really. I'm just saying a deer in the headlights. You know how we always think about the deer in the headlights being the ultimate kind of sacrifice, unfortunately, against a truck or against a car moving at really high speeds. This is the leap. This is that deer leaping in front of the headlights. So I'm seeing the deer leaping in front of the oncoming car and the headlights from those oncoming car flipping both the deer and the light out of the lamb, out of the sacrificial deers. Like it's like an accident happens. Like you had a lot on your mind. You're a little upset. You were trying to just wait to do something. Maybe you got in the car and started driving, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes a animal, and you get into this accident, and then all of a sudden you no longer feel like you're on top of the world. You feel like the world's on top of you, and you're now trapped. You feel confined, almost paralyzed to do anything about this situation until you collect more information. How to uncork this cork is now. I'm seeing this as you don't know how to uncork the bottle. So that's your next step here, is figuring out how to uncork the bottle. I am going to go ahead and leave this here for you, Aries. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.